We're joined by Elementary School Teacher of the Year in Louisiana, Rosemary Grimm from Princeton. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Congratulations to you. You had the big ceremony Friday night in Baton Rouge. Were you shocked that you won the trophy?
I was shocked. I was, competing against several other very, very talented teachers who are passionate about education as I am. So, I'm what I consider an introvert, so I was really not expecting this at all. So when they called my name, I was just thrilled and honored.
Do they kind of do it like at the Oscars and the finalists are, and they read all the names, and then they say the winner?
Yes, they do.
Do they really? That's
yes,
exactly
they do.
how they...
They're opening an envelope, and you're holding your breath.
Seriously?
So, yes.
Oh, my gosh.
Intense.
And so they call your name, and as though your heart weren't beating fast enough already, what happened next?
You have to stand up in front of everybody.
It's worth it, though. Rosemary,
worth it.
what sets you apart? What makes you the best elementary teacher in the state?
Oh, well, I don't know that I would say that I'm the best elementary teacher in the state. I do think that I represent a lot of really great teachers that we have. One of the things that I do that the State Department found interesting is that I integrate the arts into my reading and English classroom. So when I'm teaching a reading skill, I often bring in an art form at the same time, and it really helps my students to understand the content that I'm teaching. And that process is called arts integration. And that's something that the State Department found really interesting and really appealed to them. It really increases student learning and engagement, and I've had a lot of success with it.
Talking to Rosemary Grimm, Princeton elementary school teacher and named Louisiana's Elementary Teacher of the Year. If I go into your classroom on Wednesday, when the first day of school is Wednesday, right?
Right.
And I ask your students who had you last year, tell me about Miss Grimm. What do you like about her? What do you not like about her? What are those kids going to say?
That's a good question. At the end of the school year, I have my students write a letter to the students coming up, and I have them tell those students what to expect in my classroom. And one of the things that I see over and over again is they'll say, Miss Grimm is fun, but she's also very strict. And so that's how they would see me. They know that we're going to do a lot of engaging activities in the classroom. We're going to be working together, having fun together. But at the same time, I do have high expectations, and I do expect them to work hard and to do their absolute best work for me.
How long have you been teaching?
I've been teaching for 13 years.
Is it harder now than it was 13 years ago, and 13 years ago, or now is it harder than it was, say, 25 or 30 years ago, do you think?
Oh, I think it was harder 13 years ago.
Do you?
I really do. I really do. My first 5 years of teaching, I would say I felt like a new teacher. Just finding my way. Every teacher has their own individual approach to teaching, and it truly is an art form that you have to develop. And so I found it much more challenging 13 years ago. Now in education, there's a lot more collaboration. Teachers have more of an open door policy. There's a sharing of ideas and information. So you feel more supported, I think, now by your colleagues than 13 years ago when classrooms were really closed doors. Teachers did their own thing. They didn't talk a lot with each other. And, it's come a long ways, I think, in 13 years.
Rosemary, what advice would you give to a new teacher today? A lot of them are just starting right now, the new school year. What would you tell them?
Don't give up. You get better the longer you teach. Stick with it. Find a great mentor teacher that can give you advice and support and really latch on to them. But most importantly, do not give up. You get better the longer you do it.